Hi there, it's so nice to finally meet you, and I want to welcome you to Framing Femininity. I've struggled with creating my video channel for a little while now, but I finally feel like I found the right direction and words to express my thoughts. The age of Aquarius is finally upon us, and it's debuted to mixed emotions, leaving a lot of us disoriented and lost. With all the chaotic forces at work and a mandatory quarantine for most of us, I feel like now is an optimal time to practice some introspective meditation and bring about some serious self-healing. I myself have been doing a lot of this and feel like I've really gained a level of understanding about the world that needs to be shared. But before I get into that, let me give you a little bit of context for my own journey. When I was a young girl, I remember having some cognitive dissonance when it came to becoming an adult. On one hand, I wanted to grow up because it meant I could eat whatever I wanted. You know, ice cream for breakfast and chocolate cake for dinner, as well as buy whatever I wanted via a job. The other side of the coin was a desire to abstain from adulthood because it was synonymous with getting my period and eventually having a baby, and that thought terrified me. I reminisce on having these feelings as a child, and my heart breaks for that little girl because those feelings essentially translate to me being afraid of becoming and being a woman. Let me repeat that. I was afraid of being a woman. I didn't fully realize how this sentiment had affected me until I began the self-healing process after a tumultuous relationship with a narcissist. I had come out of it a complete stranger to myself and concluded that I never wanted to make such destructive decisions again. This eventually set me to do some soul searching and learning what it actually means to love myself first. I had been talking the talk without walking the walk. I had to completely rewire my mindset. With the new mindset came a stronger self-love, along with a fierce obligation to protect it, ultimately making me adept at recognizing threats. It's gotten to the point where I can't even enjoy certain movies the same. Classic movies I remember enjoying as a kid, because I now recognize the propaganda coming from the media, our society, and even my own home. According to our textbooks, the traditional gender roles of the past valued women only as a commodity for men. We weren't valued for balancing out their masculine energy, being the actual yin to their yang. No. We were valued for providing sexual gratification and as breeders. Then, the sexual revolution and feminist movement of our time told us that it's not in our nature to be submissive to any man, and in fact, we could lead and even replace men if we really wanted to, giving rise to the role reversal and eventually I'm not like other girls energy we experience today. I'd been guilty of doing both, not just within my relationship, but in my dealings with any man afterwards. I would look feminine to get their attention, but would act like one of the guys in an effort to keep their attention. I was dwelling in my masculine without knowing it and wondering why I was so miserable and only attracting effeminate, low-level man-children or promiscuous thoughts. It only got worse when I became an exotic dancer / stripper and found myself hating men. Thankfully, I did make some male friends who are genuinely good people, so those feelings didn't last long, but I was still carrying myself domineeringly within my personal life. I didn't mind taking the lead in dating or even chasing after men. I see now that this was the result of indoctrination that taught me that my femininity was something to be ashamed of and repressed. This realization was cemented when one of my favorite YouTubers, Julia Cudney, made her video in defense of chick flicks, where she talks about society's vitriolic disdain for most things feminine.
General rule, anything that's popular with women or marketed towards them is climbing an uphill battle to be respected. I mean, that's why we have terms like chick flicked or chick lit to begin with. A successful attempt to collectivize anything stereotypically girly so men know what to hate to be manly, and women who aren't like other girls know what to hate to feel superior to the more basic of us. It's the adult way to say boys rule and girls rule.
Like I said, I wasn't like other girls, or so I thought. I was using that disdain as a personality trait, and I would often find myself leading with that when I was flirting with guys. Yikes. With this newfound information, I set out to get back in touch with my femininity. This eventually led me to a hypergamy channel ran by a woman named Chloe. She has an abundance of gems on there. I'll leave a link in the description box. But there was one video in particular that really struck me when I was in the earlier stages of this journey and continues to influence me today. In the video, titled Damage Control, Take Care of the Little Girl Inside of You, Chloe talks about the need for women to listen to our inner child in order to reach our fullest potential. This concept might sound a little strange for some of you, but it shouldn't be, because it's really a metaphor for a more familiar one: woman's intuition. So essentially, the key to unlocking our respective femininity is by becoming in tune with our own intuition, listening to the voice of the little girl inside of us. I really want to thank y'all for watching till the end of this video. I'm basically using this to set the tone for the type of content I'll be discussing and promoting on my channel. I do have an idea of where I want to take it, but I'm absolutely open to suggestions. Another reason I decided to do this in the first place is because I wanted to connect with others and share stories so we can all learn from each other. In my next video, I'll be giving a different perspective/analysis on one of my favorite movies of all time, Midsummer. Not only is it a brilliantly unique horror film, it's also a sort of coming-of-age story that demonstrates just how crucial and powerful our women's intuition is. Thanks again for joining me, and don't forget to like the video, comment your thoughts below, and subscribe to stay connected. Ciao!